We have some cardinals in our neighborhood, so I decided to build a bird feeder so that the kids can see them up close. Stick around and I'll show you how I built this bird feeder. Hey guys, welcome to Daddicated. My name's Andy. I like to build stuff, fix stuff, and remodel stuff on this channel. If you enjoy this type of content, hit that subscribe button and let's begin. First, I sketched up a design that I was going to attempt to build. Then I laid out all these scrap pieces that are 1x3 planks that I had left over from doing trim work around the house. I decided to go with 4 planks in the middle and use the same size planks for the walls. Basically, I'm making like a wooden tray where the bird feed is going to be. I made my marks and went to cut the planks with my chop saw. Next, I got my air gun ready and began nailing the tray together. First, I nailed the outside corners of the tray and made the frame. Then, I nailed all around to secure the base to the tray. I was satisfied with the results. Then, I took a small drill bit and made 2 small clearance holes for my screws. I also used a bigger drill bit to make a counterbore so I don't have to use super long screws. I did this on both sides of the tray. Next, I used my sunbend to help me hold up the tray so I can secure the uprights.
I can't hold that long.
Yeah, you can. Now, this may not be the best approach to build this, but I'm a beginner at this and I'm still learning and not afraid to make mistakes. On the second upright, one of the screws went right through the board. This probably happened because I was drilling the pilot holes by hand and they weren't very straight, but oh well, I guess I'll need to invest into a drill press in the future. Next, I got this pallet, so I was gonna pull off some boards for this project. You can find these pallets at your local business or sometimes near new construction dumpsters. Just keep in mind some of the pallets are not safe because they're chemically treated, so make sure you do your research before using pallets. I'll be using these boards for the roof of the bird feeder. I used a pry bar and a hammer and took the 3 boards off. Next, I took 2 planks and nailed them to the upright. These will be my supports for the pallet planks. Then I took the pallet planks and measured out the length that I needed. I used my chop saw to cut them as measured. Next, I laid them out on the support planks I mounted earlier, made sure that the edges were even, and nailed them to the support planks. Then, I plugged in my orbital sander and put on my safety glasses and went to work sanding the top of the roof. Next, I gathered some scrap material and tools to build the holder for the bird seed. I took the wrapping paper off one of the tea bottles, inserted a 1/2-inch drill bit, and drilled 2 holes on the opposite end of each other. Then I used a utility knife and made those holes bigger so I can fit a 1/4-inch CPVC pipe through them in order to hold the bottle. Then I made sure that the pipe fits through the holes. Next, I took another square empty bottle and cut off the bottom. I'll be using this as a tray for the bird seed. Then I marked up the holes on the uprights where I'll have the pipe going through in order to hold the bottle. First, I drilled a small pilot hole and then a bigger one. Then I fit the pipe through the uprights. I used 1/4-inch union to act as a stopper for the pipe. Next, I marked up the pipe to make sure it was a tight fit and used a pipe cutter to cut the pipe. So here's what it looks like on the bird feeder. Next, I attached the bottle and centered it and marked 2 spots where I'm going to trap the bottle to prevent it from sliding on the pipe. I'm going to use a small drill bit and 2 nails to trap it in the center. I clamped the pipe and drilled a small through hole in it, removed any debris on it, and made sure that the nail fits through it. Then I did the same thing on the other side. Next, I assembled it again to test it out and see how it turned out, and it worked great. Then I took some black spray paint and painted the CPVC to give it a better look. I also took the bottom of the tray where the seed will be and also sprayed that black. Next, I had my 2 little helpers help me paint the bottom of the bird feeder white and the roof dark brownish black color. I'm not sure what it was called. I ended up finishing the remaining of the roof, especially in the hard to reach places. This is what it came out once the paint was dry. Next, I drilled 4 screws on the top of the roof in order to attach the string to the roof. I made a little loop on the string and looped it around the screws before tightening down all the way. Then I screwed down the screws to lock the string in place to the wood. I did this on 4 corners and I used the same string between the 2 screws, so in total I had 2 strings attached to 2 screws per string. Next, it was time to prepare the bird feed base. I took a small screw and screwed it in the center to lock it in place. Then I used one of these quick links to attach the bird feeder to the front of my house. It turned out to be fairly low to the ground, so I ended up adjusting the height a little bit higher. Next, I taped the holes to the bottom of my bottle so I can fill the bottle with bird seed. I bought this safflower seed on Amazon, specifically used for cardinals, and other similar birds. I'll have the links in the description below. I opened the bag, I used a funnel and began to pour the seeds into it. Unfortunately, when I poured too much into the funnel, it would get stuck and I had to help it push it through. So again, I asked my little helpers to help me pour the seed by hand into the bottle. Once the bottle was almost full, I taped the top because I didn't have a cap, flipped it upside down, and removed the tape that was covering the mounting hole. Next, I installed the bottle with the pipe into the bird feeder. When necessary, use hand as hammer. I centered the bottle and locked it in place by putting the 2 nails into the pre-drill holes in the pipe. Then I removed the tape and let the bird seed pour into the tray. This design allows the seed to autofill as the birds eat it off the tray. I used my hands to level off the seed in the tray, and that's it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this build, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.